Is going on, folks? Will Turby here. Fake Mike, real news. We are here at the Hail to the Sunrise Park in, I believe it's Charlton, Mass. We're here, Western Massachusetts. And I come here with Todd, my boy Todd. You guys know OG Todd a lot. We stop here, right? And you can see on the bench over here, it's the Improved Order of Red Men and Degree of Pocahontas. Now, we were here before and I wanted to do some research about this. But what I found out is I didn't have service and I kind of procrastinated. So this is in memory of the Mohawk Indian. The Mohawks of the Five Nations began to settle in New York State around in 1590. And for 90 great suns, they fought the New England tribes. The New York Mohawks that traveled this trail were friendly to the white settlers. Right? And so this is October 1st, 1932. Now, well, you would think that this is something that has to do with Native Americans, right? And you're obviously going to see some antiquated and or racist language here. I'm going to read some stuff for you, but the Improved Order of Red Men. So that whenever you see an order, it makes me think of Rosicrucianism or fraternal organizations akin to Freemasonry. And then you again here have the degree of Pocahontas, right? So degrees, you know, Masonry, these societies have degrees. So you'll hear, again, this is not my words, Old Deerfield Conference, Indian on the Trail, a shrine. Hail to the sunrise is the inscription on a magnificent statue of an Indian with outstretched arms facing the east at Mohawk Park, Charlemont, Massachusetts, set in a landscaped area which attracts many visitors. A wishing well adorns the park, and I'm going to show you guys that. It is constructed of stones contributed by most of the states in which redmanship, obviously that's some pretty antiquated, if not racist terminology, is represented, including Hawaii and Alaska. It is indeed a shrine to the members of our order, which is capitalized, may trail for inspiration and reverie of our great historical traditions as a nation and as a fraternity, of our ambitions to serve humanity in the future. On Sunday, September 11th, 1949, under the auspices of the Old Deerfield Conference, more than 3,000 members of the Improved Order of Red Men and Degree of Pocahontas and the public joined the great Incohoney, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, in the dedication ceremony of the stone seat contributed to this beautiful landmark of redmanship by the Great Council of the United States. The inscription thereon reads as follows, and I'll just read it again. The Improved Order of Red Men and Degree of Pocahontas consolidated in 1834 from the Sam Tamina Society, the Sons of Liberty, that's important, and the Society of Red Men of 1765 and 1831, charter granted by Congress to inspire fraternity and greater love for the principles of American liberty. And this group, actually, you would think this is all Native American, but this group is solely created by white men, and there are no natives in it. It's basically a white society. I don't think there's any natives among it. But Franklin Roosevelt, Warren G. Harding, Theodore Roosevelt were members of the society, and they take the name Sons of Liberty because during the Boston Tea Party, the Freemasons, the people that did that was actually all Freemasonry. If you take a look at the minutes from Freemasonry, that's something that's well accepted by historians, that the Boston Tea Party was done by Freemasons. And Freemasons, as we talked about, aren't necessarily bad. It's an interesting thing because some people argue that Freemasonry was a good thing because people could express their ideas and meet and talk openly against the king, which is something that was obviously forbidden for a very long time before that. And including George Washington, he said that, Freemasonry is good, and he's buried as a Freemason first and then a U.S. president. And he believed Freemasonry was good, but he actually, in his writings, which are located in the Library of Congress, he talks about the Illuminati. Yes, there is an actual historical organization called the Illuminati, the Bavarian Illuminati. I'm not sure if they still exist today. That's another story for another day. But they were infiltrating Freemasonic lodges, and I believe this is in 1798, and officially the Illuminati had been outlawed or disbanded, if you will, depending on who you speak to, in 1793. So the Sons of Liberty, they're Freemasons, and they're taking this Indian, Native American iconography, what they believe to be Indian iconography, and they're using it as a fraternal order. Like I said, we've had some pretty interesting members here, and you can see these are the stones that we're talking about earlier that are from the different organizations of this group. So this group has been along for a while, and if you look up their some of the stuff online, some of their iconography, some of their art, you'll see a great deal of similarity with that and Freemason. So it's just interesting this society does still exist here. And yeah, it's just something that I found interesting. Either way, it's a cool little spot here that that I stopped with Todd. And it's interesting to find the curious history, because you wouldn't necessarily think it is what it is. So we just learned that all here together. So shout out to Todd, guys. Find me on all the social in the links, and stay tuned.